Hi, y'all. I'm back again. I'm over here chewing too. I was just thinking about something. I'm gonna clear this up real quick. So, you will hear me talk about a lot of things, and a lot of it will have to do with Black people and every other ethnicity around. And it's not that I don't hate other people or I'm trying to be divisive or draw division when it comes to the Black community and everyone else. But I want to shed light on this systemic strategy that takes place century after century, decade after decade, year after year, when it comes to throughout history and even today when we talk about African Americans or Africans globally, when we talk about the inclusiveness, the diversity, and when we embrace everyone, I just want to draw a clear, distinctive line and pattern of what takes place. So I am not anti anyone. Everybody cool with me. If you don't like me, I don't like your ass either. I don't care what color you are. There's some black people I don't like, so that's not the case, right? So, but a lot of times my videos will have to do with what's going on as a black person, and I'll just give you a little background about why I feel like that. Like I'm from Oakland, right? So everywhere I grew up is I'm from Oakland, California. So growing up, my whole upbringing has always been diverse. And I never thought about race or color. We learned about Black History Month, learned about the same three ass people, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, those same things that you learn, and you learn about the civil rights movement. So in that you feel like, oh, we all can go to school together. So when I look around, I see Samoans, I see Mexicans, I see Asians. I seen one white person. I didn't really grow up with a lot of white people around me. It was like one or two that you went to school with as far as children, but you did have a lot of white teachers, but it wasn't too many white students. And so I grew up in Oakland. So we have an inclusive environment. That's just the way we do it. I had friends from Mexican, Asians, my brother friends, white, whatever. We went, we ate at each other's house. We went barbecuing. We did all of that. They never ate at my house, but I ate at their house. You understand what I'm saying? So I can go to my Mexican friend's house and eat at their house. They never came to my house. I can go to my Chinese friend's house, eat at her house, but they never ate at my house. They never came to my house. You understand what I'm saying? So, and the same with my brother, his white friend, he would go to his dad's house, but no, his friend did come to our house. Yeah, he definitely came to our house. He came wherever we was at. My brother, white friend, he lived with us. That's just the way it is. But anyway, so when you see me draw these, when you see my videos and things like that, it's not about, it's not about me. Look at them edges. Oh, so it's not about. Yeah, it's not about hate. So, anyways, I just was sitting here thinking, right? So, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the fact that Mexicans are the new blacks, because we already are, we have diminished when it comes to property, when it comes to business ownership, when it comes to education and making a real impact on society outside of music, dancing, minor things like that, or just regular jobs. I'm not saying that you can't make it with a regular job because many people can, but I'm just saying as far as making a really large impact on the economic stability and things like that, we are not even in the race. Our children aren't even close as far as the education goes. So, but I just wanted to draw that. But when I look around, right, the Hispanics are the new blacks, right? Because when you look around Oakland, I'm gonna talk about just Oakland for now, right? So when I look around Oakland, you see them. They own many, many businesses. They own property. It's a lot of them. They're doing their thing right now. So on the flip side, they are the new blacks because the same way that when African Americans owned a lot of property and businesses and things like that, they started to ship jobs overseas. They started to do all these balloon payments with houses and refinancing schemes. They started to start the war on drugs, outside of the police brutality, right? So they did all of that to tear our communities up, strip the fathers from our homes, mothers on drugs, so children raising themselves. So we have a large gap, right? People selling homes, don't know what they're doing, don't know how to sell a home, getting on a lot of government assistance, and it just tore the family apart. So now here Hispanics come, Now their fight is the undocumented portion. So now they're going back. So their fight is ICE now. And you have a lot of, and then they have the drug issue also, with the different drugs and things like that. And Hispanic people, what you're doing is you are not educating this following generation about the hard work you did previously. You have to educate them business, in the business sense as well, not just telling them to work and watch what you did. You have to show them the ins and outs, because a lot of them do not. I live next door to a Hispanic male, daddy hard worker. He still work hard. He go out, he exercise for Spartan race, do all of this thing. His little fat ass son sit in the house while he outside cutting grass. You got to keep your sons on it. You got to keep showing them, keep them fighting to be a man, right? So you have to watch for that. But anyway, so I noticed that, right? So not only are they that, but they, a lot of times blacks and Hispanics say, that's my Mexican brother or this and that. So what they are doing is they're using the Hispanic population to wipe out the black population. And then it'll just continue to be this big cycle. And I'm going to say that to say this. I was observing the Nicki Cardi B situation, right? So Cardi B is the first Latino rapper. So now her and Nicki are, she's pitted against Nicki. After Nicki was like, whatever, she gave her hand up, she wasn't a hater. This is not to take anything from Cardi B, but you have to understand. Cardi B, it's a lot of you guys out here, number one. Number two, you a decent rapper. But number three, your skin is lighter, right? So you have less African in you than Nicki does. So you are being used to do exactly what they want you to do. I'm gonna say this to say that, like the same thing with Beyonce going to Coachella. Then they send Ariana Grande, they give her a higher pay. You understand what I'm saying? So it's to add insult to injury, as to what they've done throughout our generations to my ancestors and those of African descent, and they're still doing it today. It doesn't take nothing away from Nicki. Nicki, you still the bomb. You came in doing something that nobody else has ever done. She kicked the door down for everybody else to come behind her. It's nothing. Come on in. That's what we do. We can't stop people from coming in, but just know that you're a pawn in the larger scheme of things. And that's just what it is. It kind of irritates my soul sometimes because Cardi B has a child by a black guy. Many people ignore the fact that she freely uses the word nigga. Yeah, we use the word nigga too, and it's not good for any of us to use, period. But because you come from places like New York or Detroit or Oakland and things like that, where we're all around each other and we all talk, and we all say some of the same things, even Fat Joe. At the end of the day, respect is respect, and it's to a certain degree. I think that can be very disrespectful when you calling a black person a nigga and you are not black. If you're going to call somebody a nigga, make it be somebody who look like you. But when you say it to us, it's very disrespectful, because when you go out to the Dominican Republic and you go to those places, a lot of those people are not, who look black and who have that African ancestry. They don't welcome that. They're not proud of that. They still have Sambos out there. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not cool like that. She doesn't, Dominican, Cubans and stuff like that, they don't big up their African side. They bigging up their Hispanic side. So maybe you feel like, oh, she thinking a little too deep, but it is what it is. And a lot of times, a lot of us do not think deep. We surface level thinking and we get played. See, respect is respect. I don't care how you put it, and I don't have to go after you or say you can't say the word. You can say whatever you want to say, but at the end of the day, it's called respect. And anybody sitting around those people who allow them to talk in that manner and not ask them not to use it or whatever they do, then that's on you guys. But you need to think a little deeper, because as far as I can feel, see, and think, my ancestors have been through a lot. And we talk about the Holocaust a lot, but nobody is talking about the black Holocaust that is still taking place to this day. It has not stopped. When you look over at African countries, which are suffering greater than many countries, except for the ones that are overtaken by Arabians, or Indians or some other ethnic group. You know, you have the Asians now migrating over there, you know, trying to contaminate their water, just all type of things, you know, and then we struggle over here in America, you know, and we let people into our industry, the little couple of industries we have, and welcome them, and it's just disrespectful. You know, they pull up their own. You know, and Nicki Cardi B get in there. She down in Nicki trying to say this and that about her, and she ain't no queen. She ain't this or that. Let me tell you something. You can never take her crown, because her crown is not visible. It's in her bloodline. Period. Know that. You know, and the same thing go for Beyonce. Like, you can never take that from her. You know, period. Like, she worked for hers, which we always have to. And she did that. Her talents are real. You know, you could pay somebody else something. This woman right here been working since she was 16. She will dance and sing your ass under the table. What do you mean? Business minded. Sharp. Like, what? Classy too. And to check your ass. I'm sure she will. Yeah, she look like she will. You know, so it's just, we do not pay attention to those things. When we welcome certain people and we always inclusive and this our family and this and that. Okay, well, if everybody is your goddamn family who grew up around you, who look like you, then why is your family suffering so great? And their family is winning? Because when I look around, I see Asian banks with Chinese words on them. I see about 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 Hispanic businesses on one block. And then I see a struggling ass black business on a block. So I just wanted to draw that out. I was just thinking about that when you know, Cardi B and Nicki got their little beef going on, and then the Coachella event with the Beyonce and then Ariana Grande. Why do they show those numbers? Because they want to throw it up in your face, and you have to remember that it is still a battle going on out here. So whether you like it or not, it is still being had. And you could be friends with anybody you want to be friends with. And you stay diverse and you do not hate anyone. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is keep your mind on, open, alert, and know what time it is. And stay ready to give an account and an explanation and to talk about those things. You don't have to be quiet. It's truth. What are you mad at? You know, so that's just what I was thinking about. You know, and sometimes it gets tiresome. You know, you look throughout history, you know, and some of the greatest singers and athletes and all of those things who've been black never get the right accolades, or even actors. But then you got a weak ass person with white or light skin or who look like them, you know, and their show does amazing. We can go to I Love Lucy, you know, and then we can talk about the other shows previously before that. You know, it's just a cycle, and it's never ending. And until we can call it what it is and learn to live in it and live with it, then we can live and work towards change. But if you constantly acting like something is not there, how can you live or raise a generation to be aware of something and just living and just, you know, live life? We don't have to walk around lying to our children, telling them they're, like some people say, there is no racism. Shut your ass up. Yes, it is. So you can say what you want to. It's just very quiet sometimes. You know, so get out of here with that fake ass shit. And if anybody ever say that to you, you could tell them to shut the hell up and get out your face. Because that's what I do. Soon as somebody come with that dry ass line, I say very quick, yeah, okay. I'm glad that you're saying that. But the reality of it is real. Okay? All right, y'all, I'm out.